show you how great I am.
I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I am the king of the world.
G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. All social media is in the description box, and please hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I drop that heat. This video is sponsored by my boy Fast Classic. His mixtape is in the description box. It is absolutely free. Definitely give him a download, give him a listen. And this video is sponsored by my boy Matt. Definitely check his apparel out on IG at We All From. Now, James Chunky Degale took a decision loss against Chris Eubank Jr. at 168 pounds. And this was supposed to be the quote-unquote retirement fight. Like, I don't know if they honestly believed that or this was just like the slogan for the fight. But Chris Eubank Jr. clearly won the fight, got 2 knockdowns, had James Degale hurt in other parts of the fight. And us as fans, we're very fickle when it comes down to our opinions on fighters. Like, it could change like the stock market. Chris Eubank Jr., I have been critical of Chris Eubank Jr. I've said a lot of things about Chris Eubank Jr. Constructive criticism. I'm a fan of Chris Eubank Jr. But with this particular fight, because they titled this fight the quote-unquote retirement fight, I need for everybody to give Chris Eubank Jr. full credit for this victory. Full credit. 100% credit. I do not want to hear James Degale is over the hill. He can't do this. He can't do that. He's probably going to retire, this, that, and the third. To me, James Degale didn't look like a guy that was retiring. He didn't look like it. He got beat, but he was in there fighting. He was doing some good things in there. The reason why I want everybody to give Chris Eubank Jr. full credit for this victory is because if you've listened to this channel in the past, you'll know that I've said a lot of different things about Chris Eubank Jr. in terms of his approach. He's taking the losses in his career because of his approach, going into a fight and during a fight. There was a fight within the fight. There was a game within the game with Chris Eubank Jr., and this is what it was. You heard Chris Eubank Sr. talking to his son in between rounds, but he wasn't in the corner. He wasn't standing in the ring, just standing there giving him that look like he was like God's gift. He stood on the outside, stood away. You could hear him on occasion, but he wasn't directly in Eubank Jr.'s corner. That was one game within the game. Eubank actually listened to his trainer. Had a new trainer. Trainer did an excellent job in terms of advice round by round. I thought he did an excellent job. And it seemed like Chris Eubank Jr. was listening. The trainer was actually almost coaching him through the fight, step by step. And Eubank looked like he was listening. For anyone that knows Chris Eubank Jr., he came out and actually said that he don't need no trainer because a trainer doesn't know more than him. So the fact that he had a trainer literally walk him through the fight with advice, things to do, things not to do, that's a victory for Chris Eubank Jr. within itself. That was another fight within the fight. I'm going to go even deeper than that. You add all of that up, and then on top of that, James Degale is a southpaw. Not a traditional southpaw, herky-jerky style, comes in with his head, he leads with his head. I don't think he does it on purpose, but he leads with his head. Chunky Degale is not the easiest person to measure up in the time. He's a difficult southpaw. He's one of them type of southpaws that can make you look bad. So whenever you have an orthodox fighter and a southpaw, there's going to be an adjustment period. There's going to be, maneuvering of the feet, who can get their foot on the outside of the other person's foot. We're going to have headbutts, which you had plenty of that in the fight. Both guys were cut. But Chris Eubank Jr. had to show patience in the fight, and he definitely did that, and he picked his spots. Defensively, he was more sound than I've seen him in other fights. And also, Chris Eubank Jr. was looking to counter as well. I seen that in the fight. The only thing that Chris Eubank Jr. did not do, and I wish he would have did more of it, he did it a little bit, but not as much as he should have, and that was just digging to the body. I felt like he should have dug to the body more. If he would have did body work from the first round on, he might have got Degale up out of there. There was a lot of obstacles in Chris Eubank Jr.'s way leading up to the fight and actually into the fight. And the fact that Chris Eubank was able to overcome all of that, and then on top of that, look good doing it, getting 2 knockdowns. And this was a clear-cut victory for Chris Eubank Jr. Obviously the biggest victory of his career. He did a very good job because James Degale was competitive in the fight. Point blank, period. Is James Degale at his best? No. Is he in his prime? No. But James Degale is still a quality fighter. And the main reason you want to give Chris Eubank Jr. full credit is because there was people that were saying that James Degale was going to win this fight. Chris Eubank Jr. was only a slight favorite, betting-wise. So there was a lot of people that were either picking James Degale to win, or they thought it was going to be close. Now, scorecard-wise, it wasn't close, but you actually watched that fight. It was a competitive fight. Like, James Degale didn't look like a guy that was going to sign his retirement papers right after the fight. Like, he was in there trying to figure things out and trying to win the fight. Where James Degale went wrong is he's so used to throwing his shots and then escaping out the back door with his hands down. And he just used his legs to get out of harm's way. He can't get away with that anymore. And it showed in the Chris Eubank Jr. fight. It also showed in the Badu Jack fight and the Caleb Truax fight. What was happening was James Degale was throwing shots, right? Whether he was just darting in, throwing 2 or 3 shots. Now, what he was doing, he was backing all the way out with his chin up and his hands down. See, back in the day, he was able to get away with that. But see, what the opponents are doing now is they're starting to follow him out the back door. When he gets his shots off and then he's trying to back out of the back door, fighters are bum rushing him now. Every time Chris Eubank Jr. got James Degale hurt, he bum rushed him after he threw his shots off. So now Degale is off balance, footwork not there, chin straight up, hands is down because he's been doing that his whole life. And that's when Chris Eubank Jr. had his most success, when he was following James Degale out the back door. Now, I don't know if James Degale is going to continue to fight. He had Paulie Malignaggi in the corner, but he wasn't the main guy. And I think Paulie is going to be a really good trainer one day if he decides to go that route. But I'm surprised nobody said that to James Degale. I didn't think that the head trainer did a really good job, because all he kept on telling James Degale is to calm down, relax. And all Paulie was saying was Chris Eubank Jr. is only throwing 1 shot. He can only throw 1 shot. watch out for the one shot. You can see it coming. They didn't see that he was dropping back with his hands down, chin straight up. Nobody told him, hey, Chunky, we need for you to put your hands up when you get finished punching. If you're trying to back out with your hands up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to create so much space. Like, you can take a half step back and protect yourself. And then if you have to clinch, you just clinch. There was some different technical things that I thought James Degale corner would have actually, pointed out to James Degale, but surprisingly they didn't. And I thought Paulie would have did that, but I guess because he wasn't the head trainer, I guess he didn't want to overstep his boundaries. And even before the fight, Paulie was saying, like, James Degale is a friend of his, so he really did it because he asked him to. But James Chunky Degale has a style that goes with, a young man's body. It's kind of similar to Roy Jones. Like, when Roy Jones was in his prime, he was able to do so many unconventional things that you wouldn't teach a normal fighter. He was able to get away with it because of his athleticism and his reputation. It's kind of the same thing with James Degale, and of course I'm not comparing James Degale to Roy Jones Jr., but Degale's style is unorthodox to where he's used to actually getting away with the stuff that's not fundamental. I mean, take a Prince Nassim Hamed from back in the day. He used to back out all the time with his chin up and hands down. And that's what got him checked by Barrera. And that's why he had such a hard time with Kevin Kelly, because they start following him out and start checking his chin on the way out the back door. So, as a hardcore fan of boxing, I seen what was going on in the fight. It's just Degale never adjusted, and Degale never stopped Chris Eubank from following him out the back door after he got finished throwing his shots, and that's what got him in trouble for most of that fight. But give Chris Eubank Jr. full credit for this victory. I don't know what's next for Chris Eubank Jr. Me personally, I think he should drop down to 160. That's my personal opinion. But if he's going to stay at 168, there's a whole lot of action at 168. Chris Eubank Jr., Caleb Plant, that's a great matchup. Chris Eubank Jr., Anthony Durrell, great matchup. Chris Eubank Jr., David Benavidez, great matchup. There's a whole lot of action at 168. But he can go down to 160 and make it happen too. And James Degale, I think he just need to go back to the drawing board. I don't think he need to retire, but I just think he need to go back to the drawing board at the end of the day. But it was a good scrap and a very good victory for Chris Eubank Jr. Congratulations to him and his team. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.